call the meeting to order. Thank you for you that are here. Appreciate it. Hope you all had a good 4th. If you would, please bow your heads and we'll have our invocation. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for all of the blessings that you have allowed us to enjoy over our lives. The biggest of those is the freedom to live in the country that we live in, so that we can say what we can speak our minds, that we can vote and elect those who represent us, and that we can vote on some of the laws that govern us. We thank you, O Lord, for those who helped us earn this freedom and for those who help us maintain it. We thank you for the privilege of living in Harris County with its beauty, with its people, and with its quality of life. We thank you, O Lord, for all of these things, for the opportunity to worship you. We ask that you bless this county, bless its citizens, and bless its representatives who meet and try and do what is best for the county. We ask these things in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. And then I ask Commissioner Cheney to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, the minutes from June 21st, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Motion carries. Appearance of citizens, Nancy. Old business, we have the agreement with Southern Health Partners that we tabled at the last meeting because we weren't sure about amendment number 2. That information has been provided to you, and it was simply an amendment that changed the persons to whom the notices could be sent, and changed the address for Southern Health Partners, and there were no other changes in that amendment. So I think that clarifies that one. The current amendment then has a number of changes. John, have you reviewed these changes?
Yes, sir, I have, and I think it would have been wise for them to have sent, and I guess we can still ask them to do it, to send us a contract, because we're making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 changes in the agreement by deleting it and amending it in its entirety or adding a paragraph. And it would certainly be less confusing if we ask them to do that. But it does not appear that there are any. The major one is of course, the cost, the base cost. The compensation, if you look at 7.1, is going to be increased from $98,400 per year to $111,980.76 per year. That is the most significant change. The termination, which is in 6.2, only it provides that may be canceled by without cause by either party on 60 days notice. I hate to go in the reverse order, but we're heading for that way. And then it provides also for 6.2 to change and allow termination by that was by the cancellation rather. And then the 4.1, they'll understand adequate services would be provided for the security of their agents, and the county will take reasonable steps to protect them. And then on 2.5, the subcontractor will be independent, that they can subcontract some of this out, and it will be as independent contractors rather than employees. That's so that they can do that, and then they will exercise supervisor control over them. 2.1, staffing, they'll provide the support necessary for the health services of the jail, and they will not provide health medical staff on holidays designated by Southern Health Partners, whereas before they said they would. And then the 1.2, they generally, the first obligation that they had was to provide for emergency kits and restocking at their cost, and now that they're excluding that from the agreement. So, if you approve it, we can always go back to them and ask them to please, or I can take it and put it and insert these in there so it can be more readable than trying to go back between the two agreements. But it's one of those things, we got to provide medical services to the people that are jail or put in the Harris County Jail. And this is the agreement by which we've been doing it for many years now.
A good number.
At least 5, 6, 7, 6.
Since 2011, so at least 4 years.
So the terms for cancellation then are without cause or
By either party on 60 days notice.
60, and what is it now? Is it 30 now?
It's 60.
It's also
Yeah,
60.
the original is 60.
Okay.
But I think, let me see, find out where it was, 6.2. Cancel without cause by either party upon 60 days notice, and then also the appropriate, the annual funding is also in there.
So we've got an ongoing agreement. They haven't, last year they did not change the rate at all. But they've been going up about 2% per year. I just wonder, Nancy, do you know whether or not there are other people that we have used in the past that still do this?
No, sir, I haven't looked.
With this big a change, it might be wise for us to bid this.
We can do it next year. I don't think we have enough time to.
No, I know,
Yeah,
but
we can do
with
it.
60 days notice, I mean, we could go ahead and do it. It's a continued agreement, and then we can.
And actually, we have a contract for them through 2016 already. And
Yeah.
and our funding, when this talks about adequate funding, our funding is based on the agreement as, for the year of 2016. And even if they had gone up by the same 2% every year, that would have been 6%, not 9.4.
Yeah.
And then vacation and sick leave and all this other.
And not furnishing the kits. There's some
Yeah.
other costs in there that are being shifted our way.
Yeah, I think it's some sort of
I just think, I think it'd be wise for us to do it. We got nothing to lose. We can just keep rocking on along.
Okay. That or you approve it?
Martin's right, I guess it is good.
To
Well, is it good through the end of this year, or, I guess it is, because last year we didn't change it.
Right.
But what would kick in would be the, without cause. We could do that at any time, I suppose.
seems like.
Well, actually, if they increase the notification continuation through 12/31/16, said there would be no change in pricing. And if they've changed it in the middle of the year, they have actually created a cause.
If the letter from December 2015 specifically reads contract period January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2016, with the base annualized fee of $102,375 or $85.31 a month.
Okay.
And it does say, we will plan to continue the program at the current level of services without an increase in base fees for 2016.
Okay. And I think we can refuse to pay anything more than that for the balance of this year. That gives us time to bid it.
Okay.
But I think we need to probably bid it pretty quickly in case
Yeah.
they do. You know, 60
We
days.
send them a notice telling them we're gonna go ahead and bid it.
And then we're relying on the previous dates.
But the original agreement, well, this is, the original agreement provided in 6.1 that it will commence on January 1, 2011, and shall end on December 31, 2011, and automatically extended for one-year terms, subject to funding of availability. So it would look like that it is going to terminate on December 31, 2016, but they're trying to make this price increase effective as of
Yeah.
mid-year for yesterday.
Which they can't do,
Yeah,
or at least for our interpretation. they
yeah,
can't.
yeah. You know, I think the price increase would have to start on January 1, 2017.
Yeah. Well, would this be something that you should respond to because of a legal
Yes,
charge now? Okay. Well,
I
you, Nancy,
can table it again.
work that out. Yeah, I think so.
Let's table it.
Let's table
No.
it until,
Table it to January.
I'll table it and have an answer by the next meeting.
all right. Okay, good.
Table again.
Yep.
Okey-dokey.
Okay, any other old business? All right, any new business? All right, Nancy, updates on projects?
On the airport, the flooring issues in the hangars, the resolution is ongoing, and they're supposed to be completed by July 14th, if I understand everything correctly. Ginn Lake Road, as you know, has been repaired, and on June 23rd, the Public Works Director indicated he will asphalt the patched section before school
When
begins.
is this, what day?
June 23rd, he indicated it would be,
No,
I'm sorry,
July.
July 14th for the flooring. I'm talking faster than you're writing.
No, June 23rd is already passed.
I know, but that's when he told me
Oh,
he would be,
okay,
he will asphalt the section before school begins.
okay.
go to school again?
August the
third.
Yeah,
August 3rd. It's gonna be July before you know.
yes. The Kings Gap project is still ongoing, nothing changing there. The salary classification and compensation study is, of course, as you know, it's been completed and the results have been approved. The final job descriptions were received today. And based on, I haven't reviewed them to make sure, because there's a couple of them there that have questionable things in there that were overlooked, from what I understand, but based on comments from the department heads and constitutional officers, since the pay and grade information was provided, there's going to be some tweaking in a couple of 3 or 4 positions, or for y'all to consider tweaking, let's put it that way. And on Washington Road, on Friday, Robinson Paving confirmed they're still on schedule for July 11 to resume. Diverse Power confirmed this morning that their crew will be finished today, or supposed to be finished today, but Georgia Power has to transfer lines to one of the relocated poles that they share with Diverse, and that AT&T has to transfer their lines. The engineer has been notified, and he has contacted both Georgia Power and AT&T to make those changes. How fast that will occur, I don't know.
Any other projects that anyone?
You have David Losey Park?
Such as?
You know more
That's
about
my
that
point.
than I, you
That's
you
my
know more
point.
about that than I
Okay.
do.
I've made my point, okay.
Okay.
I can get that for you and get it to you tomorrow. I'll just email you what the update is on Elephant Park, where things are.
Yeah.
And maybe Thursday morning before I can get it.
One of the, I guess, Nancy, one of the things that we are looking for is for the layout, suggested layout for the road in
Okay.
there. Because we can't begin clearing that until we have the suggested layout.
Okay? And I'll get something for you Thursday morning, because Brian, who's been working closely with that, will be out tomorrow. He was here today, but he'll be out tomorrow.
We'll just cover Friday.
Okay. All right, I'll just add it there.
Is that?
All right. Okay, anything else? All right. Mr. Taylor?
Yes, sir, I have two things. One is an agreement with Harris Gray for some engineering and surveying services for a 98-acre parcel in Northwest Harris Business Park. If you look at the very end of this particular item number, you'll see on page 23, there is a map of the park, and it is this designated as a 98-acre parcel at the very north part of the park. For what the Harris Gray, and you've had contracts with them before, but what this will do will provide, Harris Gray will be providing engineering services to create a road and parcel layout, also a master utility plan, stormwater, mass grading, and then erosion control plans, and then mark the stream delineation for flood plains. But the contract provides exactly what they will do, dealing with a conceptual road plan, parcel layout, the master utility plan, stormwater, mass grading, the erosion control, and also the engineering and surveying services. Total fee is going to be for this contract will be $56,725, and it is rather detailed. It can be terminated at any time by 30 days notice without cause, and the services are, some services are designated as hourly services if they exceed what they expect. Out-of-pocket expenses will be paid by Harris Gray up to a certain extent, and then beyond that you pay them, have to pick them up. The tab on them, there is a waiver of liability, and one clause needs to be added to it. The governing law and venue is item F on the terms and conditions provides to be construed by the law of the state of Georgia, and it shall lie, venues shall lie exclusively in a court of competent jurisdiction in the state of Georgia. We need to add the words, which shall be the Superior Court of Harris County. That would be the only change that I would make in it. But if you would look at the hourly schedule, they will have delineated it. And this, like I said, is very, very similar to, if not the identical contract that you've used had with Harris Gray for other work in the industrial park.
Do you know what the anticipated time frame is?
No, I don't. They wanted this agreement, this offer and whatnot was to remain open, I think, for 90 days, but I don't recall specifically the time frame that they
They're ready to start now.
Yeah. They've been pretty punctual about getting things done.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I didn't know if we had a deadline by which we needed.
No, this action mark, this tuning is that map shows the new client's parcel is B there, and this is the rest of that parcel that we had recently purchased. It would just do the layout, you know, if somebody comes in tomorrow and all of a sudden want to buy it, then yeah, we have to step it up faster. No real deadline other than it will at least have these things done and allow us to proceed should we get something. And we can do it piecemeal if we do it. Smaller projects or if one person comes in and wants the whole thing. And it would come out of the economic development SPLOST funds.
It's something really you're gonna have to do, if you have the site ready, it sure makes it more conducive to attracting industry to come in and then say, you know, we've already bidded this site out, and, you know, here it is. And what you've done on some of the others, and that really helps out.
You know, I think we could decide as we went along, but at some point in time, assuming there was no rush, when all of our other projects are caught up from Public Works, then they can begin to clear it and then put some kind of seed on it, just to, so it doesn't, we don't have massive erosion, but at least it's done much easier to show. And as I recall, looking at the last SPLOST numbers, this would go, it would be into the 2014 SPLOST economic development money, which we spent probably less than, so that was $1 million, and we spent less than 50,000 at this point in time, and with the potential of probably another 130 or so thousand for the Part B mitigation. And then other than that, I don't believe there's anything, if there's anything else that's small. So, we still have $850,000 or so. Okay.
So something has to be bid.
No, it does not. All right.
For approval.
Yeah, I would look for a motion on this.
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll second.
Motion or second, any other discussion? All in favor of the motion, signify by raising your hand. Motion carries. All right, Mr. Taylor, the next one is the resolution for Westgate Drive.
Yes, sir. There is before you a resolution to approve or to accept and delivery of the deed and transfer of the title from Lake Drive Homeowners Association to the county for Westgate Drive and Westgate Circle. The deed is transferring this title is attached. It has been executed by Lake Drive Homeowners Association, Inc. This corporation has been administratively dissolved by the Secretary of State. However, Keith McCain and Anita Davis, were the president, or I guess still are the president and secretary of the corporation, have signed the deed. The number of requisite number of people that we have usually require to ask them to transfer title of the road have asked for this. The water lines under the road, you're not taking those water lines; those still will be owned by the Lake Drive Homeowners Association, and you're not going to acquire any part of Westgate Heights, which is another road. If you look at, and the deed makes reference to some plats that have been recorded. Those are, as Martha very well knows from doing title work, are confusing at best. Some of the deeds that came into the Lake Drive Homeowners Association had the right street number and the wrong plat number on it, or vice versa. So what I did, I took got the tax map and attached the tax map to it, and I've highlighted in yellow that portion that, of Lake Drive and, Westgate Drive and Westgate's, circle that will be taken. The part of the, Westgate Heights is that, little tail that's down, in the southeast corner. That road is shown in the plats, but it's never been opened. So it's not there at all, and I think one owner owns all the property all around it, so you're not taking that. And then if you look up in the northeast corner of parcel 75A 157, the county owns that piece. And I think we've got a water tower on it. And then that little road that comes in front of it is not has not been opened. It is not part of the Westgate Drive. It's being conveyed. So, but it's only that portion that's outlined in yellow. But what this will do you are accepting the transfer of this title by accepting this deed. And it will become a county road. Now, it is a 30-foot road.
Yeah.
As all the roads in Kings Gap were or are. Because we had to go back, if you remember, on the east side of the road, the CDBG grant, we, a couple of years ago, if you remember, when the culverts washed out and we couldn't get emergency vehicles back there, so we took an emergency easement on a private road and fixed it, and then since we got the grant, we've gone back around and got the road widened. And got right away to it. So this one is still at 30 feet.
Okay. All right. I would accept the motion.
That is in my district, so I'd like to make a motion, please, that we accept both Westgate Circle and Westgate Drive as county roads.
And that road will will be added to the county road list as required by statute.
And I'd like to second it since I spent 6 years getting it done.
All right. Any questions? Discussion? All in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Motion carries. Anything else, Mr. Taylor?
Yes, sir. I think we have need to go into executive session for personnel matters, for litigation matters, and real property matters.
Personnel.
Did I say personnel?
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I will make that motion. Do I have a second? All in favor, signify by raising your hand. Motion carries.